Double penetration.
I love DPs.
Like double penetration.
Some double penetration.
Double penetration on your own with some solo play.
Hello, and welcome to the Double Penetration Podcast. Penetrating your minds and souls. Here are your hosts, Creep and Steele.
Woo! Double Penetration Podcast with your host. He's your friend, Miss Chris Steele, and I'm your favorite creep. Bringing you some more funny shit.
Some more funny shit indeed. Hopefully fun, not only for you and I, Creep, but for all those listening here on Demon Seed Radio Networks. Saturday night, 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. West. Got that in there all professional-like, because I got coffee. I'm ready to fucking go.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. It's been a little bit. You know what? I meant to ask you something before we started recording.
What?
Well, I can't ask you, so I'm gonna... Well, not... I mean, I can ask you, but I'm not gonna ask you via on air. Just, you know.
Oh.
Just because, so... Why don't you tell all our friends where they can find you and all your sweet smut and all that other fun stuff you do while I send you this message.
Find me at creepqueen.com. Follow me on Twitter at creepxqueen, Snapchat creepqueenxxx, and that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Unbelievable. Okay, I sent it. I just want to make sure.
If it's what I think it is, then no.
Okay, probably. Then it's probably what you're thinking.
No.
No? All right. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag that Creep won the lottery. Oops.
Where can they find you?
You guys can find me and all my coolness over at Mr. Chris Steele on Twitter. That's MrKrisSteel. And on Instagram. And I also opened up a new Instagram where I focus solely on building Gundam models. And that's Steel, STEEL, _ Gunpla, GUNPLA. Follow me there if you're interested in seeing me build model robots. Which I'm having a lot of fun doing, actually.
Just pretty dope.
It's becoming a fun little hobby that I don't... See, I used to do these when I was in, like, the early 2000s, so 18 years old, I guess, 19. No, 20, 21. Before I started really being a drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked them then, and then, you know, things happen and lifestyles change, and now I'm back building models like a fucking champion. I see these kids, like, apparently, like, building Gundam models is huge in Korea, and they have, like, world-class competitions, and people will build, like, custom ones and mashups of all different types and just create these just things that I'll never, ever, 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 ever in my life ever, like, attempt to build just because it's so intricate. And I mean, I have patience, but I don't think I have the patience to get as far involved with it as some of these other people. But, you know, the Gunpla community has been great to me on Instagram.
That's good.
Yeah, you know, meeting new friends, new people. That's what I like.
Nice.
And I'm following, and like some of these like people that are following me over there are from Japan, or, you know, because they have all that weird handwriting. Not that it's weird, but it's weird to me because I don't know how to read it. So, but luckily Instagram, I think Instagram has a translate button.
Yeah.
I know Twitter does, so I can't imagine Instagram being left in the dark. At least for the foreseeable future. I don't think so. I think if they don't have it, they're definitely probably working on it.
They have it.
So, but we're gonna talk more sexy things. Well, I don't know how sexy it is because we're gonna do some time traveling, Creep. We're gonna hop in our fucking DeLoreans, go all the way back to the 1950s, and watch and learn what it was like to be a kid growing up in the 1950s in, you know, learning sex education.
Nice.
Do you remember going through, like, sex ed in school?
Nope.
I do. I remember they had to, like, separate all the boys and the girls, and I remember I'm pretty sure the girls had sex ed a year before the boys, because I think I was in, like, God, I don't know, probably second grade, and I remember that happening, and all the boys got to go outside and play, or we went to gym or did something. I know that we were playing, but because we weren't learning anything.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, that's weird. And then the following year, it was just like, huh. Because none of the girls talked about it, you know? It's like they were sworn to secrecy by the school. And I don't remember going through any of these sex education classes ever having to have my parents sign, like, forms saying that it was okay that I learned this stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And then the one thing I remember, I think I was in 6th grade sex ed, and this guy, I may have talked about this before. His name is David, and he was my best friend, and he had raised his hand, and he had asked if two mentally retarded people had a kid or had sex, would it come out, you know, mentally challenged? I probably shouldn't have said retarded, but that's what he said. And this was, you know, the 1990s. Things were a little different, and as all you will find out soon is that things were really different in the 1950s. So much so that you know, there these you guys got to remember that this is the 1950s where people really didn't know a whole lot of shit, and they're just coming off the World War II and trying to get back to some sort of normalcy. So, you know, I don't know.
I don't know. My shit's all frozen.
Your shit's all frozen. Your computer. I know your Hangouts is frozen, but I'm making do trying to provide those a good program. Do you remember? Because it's, you know, like I said in the beginning, that girls, the way I remember is girls went through sex education first. So, do you remember how old you were when you got your period for the first time?
It was late.
You were a late bloomer?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe like 14 or 15. I don't know. I know it was really late, though. Like, I got my tits and all that shit early, but my period just, like, never came.
You got big tits.
It never came.
All right, so this first video, we're gonna hear two sisters, and then eventually a mom and the daughter talking about the period. And it's quite educational. And Creep, if you want to comment on this video, why don't you tell me to pause, and we'll have some laughs.
All right.
So here we go, folks. Let's imagine we're in the 1950s, sitting in a classroom, probably way too hot and overcrowded, and we learn what it's like to get our period as a girl. Creep, you already know what it's like, but dudes don't.
Jeannie, when do you think I'll start having periods too?
Oh, I don't know. Pretty soon, I suppose. I was 13 when I started.
Now I gotta remind you folks that this is two sisters having a chat. I think I mentioned that.
Well, Peggy's already started hers, and I'm 6 months older than she is.
Well, so what? Some start earlier and some later. We're all different. And from the way you've been acting lately, shouldn't be long now.
See, she said she's the way she's been acting, and I think she's been acting promiscuous, because in this video she was going through her sister's drawers in her bedroom, and I don't know why. I don't know. I never really went through my brother's shit like that, so I don't know if I don't know. Creep, you don't have a sister, so you probably couldn't go through her drawers.
I feel like she just means bitchy.
Who, the younger sister or the older sister?
Well, I don't know. I can't watch the video.
Oh.
No one's talking.
Well, yeah, maybe you're meaning the younger sister being bitchy, because she did say, by the way, she was acting. So now we'll find the younger gal and her mother talking and having a conversation. And then it leads into a bit of a kerfuffle when she gets a phone call.
One day, not long after that, Molly came home from school. That you, Molly?
Yes, Mom.
Hi.
Typical
What
mom
kind of a day
making
did you have today?
Brownies or
Mom,
some
guess
shit.
what?
I don't know. What?
Mom, I started my first period.
Well, what do you know? Come on, sit down. Tell me about it.
Were you excited to get your first period, Creep?
Yeah.
You were?
Yeah.
So is that like a thing for girls to be excited about their periods for the first time?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I never knew that. I always thought, the way that I always learned is that periods and...
I mean, they suck, but you don't know that at your first one.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just like, yeah, finally, like...
I guess it's like as a dude, the first time you maybe like pop off, you know what I mean? It's like, wow, that's what it's like?
Yeah, like, it's just something that, like, you hear everybody talk about forever, you know?
Gotcha.
When did it start?
Well, it was this afternoon when I was changing into my gym clothes, and I noticed a bit of blood on my panties, and golly, at first I thought, well, I didn't know what to think. And then I remembered when we talked about
Menstruation.
menstruation and stuff, and, well, then I went to see Miss Jensen.
Oh, my goodness. How do you feel?
Like shit.
Kind of funny,
Like shit.
like. I mean, well, I was hoping it would start soon, but it seems like I've forgotten everything you've told me.
All right, I tell you what we'll do. Tonight will be mother and daughter conference night. And if you'll give me a hand with supper, we'll get started that much earlier.
Okay, I'll wash up and be right there.
Better get done with supper before Dad gets home and belts me for not having a hot meal on the table.
Golly.
And the other thing you notice is I'll put the links in the description for those that want to check out this fun stuff, is that the mother really, to me, she looks like she's about 55, 60. She definitely looks a lot older than what she should. But I don't know how old people started having kids back then, because obviously I wasn't around.
And it won't be long at all before you're quite used to it. You see, honey, menstruation is perfectly normal. It happens every month. Sit up, dear.
But why each month, Mom?
Oh, it's just part of being a woman, I guess. Of course, right at first, you probably won't be very regular. Most girls don't settle down for a year or so. Even then, some girls go more than a month between periods and others less. That's normal, too. And eventually, your body will set up its own regular time. Please sit up, Molly.
Oh, Mom, I'm comfortable.
Well...
Molly was sitting in the sofa with her legs spread, with her left leg over the arm of the chair while she's wearing like a sundress.
Don't get blood on your couch, babe.
Yeah, and I feel like the 1950s, they always had plastic on their furniture, so maybe their budget wasn't too high then. Because I always, like, whenever I see any old movies, there was always plastic. My grandma had plastic on her furniture. There was always that room the kids weren't allowed to sit in. I feel like that where they're having this conversation at, they really shouldn't be in there sitting down. It's just for looks.
If you sit and stand straight, that'll give the organs inside your body room to function better. And that'll make you feel better.
I'll get it. That's probably Peggy. Hello? Oh, hi, Peggy. Sure, just a minute, I'll ask. Mom, can I go swimming with Peggy tomorrow after school?
I don't think I would, Molly.
But I'd be home by 5:30.
No, it's not a good idea the first 2 or 3 days of your period. You might get chilled and catch cold.
Oh, that's right. Peggy, of course I can't go swimming. You know I've got the curse. That's right. It isn't a good idea the first couple of days. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Did you ever hear the period or, being referred to as the curse?
No.
Me either. Weird times in the 1950s. They had funny ways to say things.
I like it, though.
Do you know other things that you can and can't do while you're on your period, Creep?
I mean, it depends.
Do you think maybe, we should watch a video and learn what it's like to be on your period and things that you can't do?
I mean, there's not really anything you can't do.
Well, we're going to find out here by, we're going to fast forward a little bit, hop into where this part of the video where there's a teacher and she's talking to the students, and one gal who's really eager wants to know some things you can and can't do on your period. And maybe, Creep, you might learn a thing or two, because it sounds like
I've never had one of those before.
Well, maybe, but let's check it out.
Miss Jensen, what about dancing? Can you when you're menstruating?
Yes, you can, with moderation. In fact, you can do most of the things you usually do. You can bathe or shower as long as you use warm water. And you can wash your hair if you're sure to dry it quickly. And you can swim if you wait until after 2 or 3 days after the beginning of your period.
Molly's mom's full of shit because Miss Jensen just told us we can go swimming on our periods.
She said if you wait.
Oh. Maybe, 2 days then?
That's what she said. That's what they both said.
Oh, okay. All right, maybe I'm just not listening. Back in school, I never paid attention fully anyway, so here I am doing the same thing.
And you can go to dances and picnics. But it's not a very good idea to skate, or ride horseback, or play fast games like volleyball and basketball, or do strenuous dancing like square dancing, or anything that bounces you around a lot.
Well, I mean, back then they didn't really have like tampons and shit. Like they probably had really shitty pads. Then you probably only got like 5 of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. See, I don't know. I don't really feel like square dancing. Well, square dancing, dudes will pick gals up and kind of like hold them over their head a little bit, right?
What are you talking about?
Well, it said you can't. You can only do square dancing moderately. So I'm feeling like if you're on your period and you're gonna go square dancing, I feel like you should be all right. I don't feel like it would be an issue. But like I said,
do you know what square dancing is?
Yeah, but it's like the the okie-do and swing your partner around and round, that type of shit, right?
Okay, no.
Oh, well, I don't know. I just feel like square dancing really shouldn't be a problem, but
I mean, square dancing is pretty like you're moving a lot.
I remember in school they taught us square dancing in gym class. I don't know why.
That's weird.
Maybe it was to just like kind of get people over the fact that like, oh, you got to touch a girl's hand. Girls got cooties. That type of thing. That's what I think anyways. Where are we at now? All right, let's finish this menstruation cycle up because, I don't know, I'm not learning a whole lot because I'm hearing things and I'm not hearing things.
In general, mild exercises are best. Ones that strengthen the abdominal muscles are particularly good. It's sensible to avoid strenuous exercise when you're menstruating. And you be sure and tell your mother or me if everything doesn't seem to be just right. Now, I'd like each of you to take one of these booklets about menstruation, and when you finish reading it, if you have any questions, be sure and come and see me. And
I fucking hate the way they say menstruation.
Yeah, they're really like over enunciating the word.
That's like not even how you say it.
No, it's like, how do you say it?
Menstruation.
Menstruation?
No.
Yeah. Well, I really feel like this is all a bunch of hooey anyways, because girls pretty much do whatever the fuck they want to do these days. Unless, they're menstruating. But now let's meet 2 lads, Creep. 2 young boys sharing a conversation. And, we're going to find out what it's like to grow up as a guy in the 1950s. So we're going to meet 2 friends, and they're having a chat. And we're going to meet 2 more friends, and they have a real funny chat. And I can tell you one thing. I've never, ever had that conversation, and we'll broach the subject once we get there.
Say, did you do your homework? What homework? Your math. Oh, that? Sure. But I couldn't get the last one. Oh, great. That's the one I was wondering about. Say, what happened to your fave? Oh, this? Cut myself shaving. Yeah? Maybe I'll start shaving soon. Come on, we better get a move on or we'll be late for class.
Now, the one boy, he has like, when I was a kid and I was taught by my dad how to shave, that if you cut yourself, you just put a piece of tissue paper over the cut and it will soak up the blood. So the one boy had looks like a piece of tissue paper stuck to his face, and if he cut his face in the morning, I don't know why you would still leave it there unless it's kind of like a badge of courage. But I don't know. Like, even if I've ever cut myself shaving, I don't ever remember putting a Band-Aid on it. So, but then again, the 1950s were a crazy time, Creep.
Yes, shaving is part of it. And there were still other changes. Some of these things most kids knew about, while others didn't.
Hey, you know something?
No, what?
I had a wet dream last night.
Wet dream? What's that?
Oh, you know, some sperm comes out of your penis.
Sperm?
Yeah, sort of a sticky stuff. Guy's part of a baby. Didn't your brother ever tell you about that?
No. He never says much about anything.
I have never in my life had a conversation with my friends about having a wet dream.
Never?
Fuck no. I remember being a kid having a wet dream thinking I pissed my pants, and I never understood why everything was sticky. Had no clue. None. I don't remember being a kid going through, like, sex ed and talking about wet dreams and stuff like that. Yeah, there, creep?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You just got very silent.
I didn't know you were done talking.
Oh.
That's weird.
Yeah. These two boys are enjoying a conversation about wet dreams while, you know, I don't know, creep. It's a little fucky going on right now. Things are going really slow on my end.
What, with the video?
Yeah. I don't know. Here we go. All right. So, I can tell you one thing, like, the one time that I remember having a wet dream, like I said, I thought I pissed my pants, and I hurried up and changed my bed sheets and put it in the hamper and changed my clothes. And it was a Saturday morning because I remember I was excited to wake up to watch cartoons, but I don't know.
It's disgusting.
What, wet dreams?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. They're not exactly fun. I mean, they are fun, but I couldn't tell you the last time I had one. Because I'm a man. I'm an adult now. I sleep through the night and have dreams about, I don't know, dumb shit. Like airplane crashes and stuff. That's where I'm at.
Fun.
Hell no, it's not. It's not fun. Now, this is the part of the videos, like, I really feel like in the 1950s, they were, like, it's pretty obvious how, like, things have changed now. But in the 1950s, they were really ass backwards. And this video is a little bit longer, but trust me, folks, it's kind of worth it just because of the, I guess the payoff. Because the title of this 1950s education is called Boys Beware. And I think Boys Beware is probably a pretty good hint at what's going to take place in this video.
That looks innocent enough, doesn't it? Lots of young people hitchhike. Seems like a good way to get from one place to another. But sometimes there are dangers involved that never meet the eye. Let's take the case of Jimmy Barnes. Jimmy played baseball all afternoon, and he didn't feel like walking home, so he decided to thumb a ride.
You ever hitchhike?
No.
Hitchhiking is scary.
Yeah.
I can't believe back in the day, like hitchhiking was a thing. There would be like hippies that would hitchhike clear across the country to get to, you know.
No.
California.
Like if I was with like a group of people and it was back in the day, like yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but I don't know how you would hitchhike with a group of people, unless you know, like you get picked up by like the guy that has like the old school like chicken coops in the back of the. Hello?
Oh, you're breaking in and out.
Yeah, I can't see you anymore either. I could see you. You were frozen. Now it's just a black screen. Weird. I don't know. You tell me, creep.
What?
I don't know. How this is
Anything
going?
you just said.
You can't hear anything?
I didn't hear anything you said. It cut in and out.
Oh. I don't know. I don't feel like this is working.
What?
The subject.
What?
I don't know. You're just kind of mum.
Chilling.
I guess so. All right. And everything's freezing again.
He'd done it 100 times before, and he didn't think anything was unusual when the driver struck up a friendly conversation. In fact, he seemed like a real nice guy. He asked Jimmy if he played baseball in the park often. Jimmy told him they practiced 3 times a week and played a rival group on Friday afternoon. The stranger was a good listener, too, and it only seemed minutes before they pulled up in front of Jimmy's house. When Jimmy got out, the stranger gave him a friendly pat. Then he told him he'd see him again, as he always drove by the park on his way home.
Now, when you watch this video, if you follow along at home, you'll realize that the man that Jimmy has struck a friendship up with is a bit creepy looking. It's a little odd, but again, mind you, the name of this volume, or not volume, but video is called Boys Beware. Jimmy's walking, done playing baseball again. Kind of like flash forward a little bit.
Sure enough, the following day when Jimmy finished playing ball, well, the man was there waiting. They stopped at a drive-in and the stranger treated him to a Coke. During their conversation, he told several off-color jokes, but Jimmy had heard others before, and, well, it made him feel big to so easily win the confidence of an older person.
When you were a kid, did you want to hang out with older people?
I don't really understand like the question.
Like, you wanted to hang out with, like, so, like, this kid's probably 14. He probably wants to hang out with, you know, older people and feel like a big shot, I guess, you know?
I guess.
Oh, okay.
The following Saturday, they went fishing together. By now, they were using first names. Ralph said it was more friendly.
What's that?
Like he's just some random guy.
Well, he was thumbing a ride home, and
Yeah,
again, mind you, this video is called Boys Beware. I remember being a kid and my mom taking me, I think we went to the grocery store actually, and this was the first time my mom ever told me not to talk to strangers because there was this old man, and at the counter he was, I don't remember what the counter was, but maybe to buy like cigarettes or some shit, and there was like a candy jar and he had gave me a piece of candy, and my mom had seen that and she told me never to talk to strangers.
Jimmy hadn't enjoyed himself so much in a long time. Then during lunch, Ralph showed him some pornographic pictures. Jimmy knew he shouldn't be interested, but, well, he was curious.
You can
what
see where
Jimmy
this is
didn't
going.
know was that Ralph was sick, a sickness that was not visible like smallpox. But
what do you think his sickness is, Creep?
Well, I mean, obviously you could tell from the beginning he's a pedophile, but...
Oh no, that's not his sickness.
no less dangerous and contagious, a sickness of the mind. You see, Ralph was a homosexual, a person who demands an intimate relationship with members of their own sex.
I think they, in the 1950s, they were a bit off with comparing people that were gay and pedophiles. This is where the 1950s are really dicey because they weren't so, Jesus, Creep, what do you got going on over there?
Sorry.
All right.
But by now, Jimmy felt a fondness for Ralph, and they continued to go places together. Ralph was generous and took Jimmy many interesting places and did many nice things for him. He bought presents and even gave him money, but payments were expected in return. You see, Jimmy hadn't recognized Ralph's approach soon enough. When Ralph first asked Jimmy to go fishing alone, he should have discussed it with his parents or teacher.
Did you ever discuss things with your teacher like that?
No.
I don't know why they put so much emphasis back in the day, like teachers were kind of like an authoritative figure in your life.
I mean, there were things I did tell my teachers about.
Care to expand on that or no?
I mean, I don't like have an example.
Oh, because like I think the only thing I ever like real personal that I ever told a teacher was like, hey, I'm gonna be off for the next couple of days because my grandpa died or something like that. I can't ever have a, well, no, that was a cop that I told something to. But never told anything to a teacher like super personal. So I don't know, I don't get the authoritative figure that a teacher is, but you know, I'm wrong.
Finally, Jimmy told his parents, and they reported it to the juvenile authorities. Ralph was arrested, and Jimmy was released on probation in the custody of his parents.
So why would Jimmy get put on probation? Because he was being basically preyed upon by this man.
I don't know.
That's weird. Like Jimmy's getting in trouble. Like I know how like in the papers they put arrests, like, oh, blah 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 was arrested for disorderly conduct, or blah 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 was arrested for drunk driving, right? At least out here they do that type of thing. So I wonder if this was in the 1950s, if this happened in Michigan, they would put Jimmy fucking Schumpert or whatever his name could be. He was arrested for having an unfit relationship with this guy named Ralph or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I could think of, is if they just, like, thought he was gay.
Yeah, that's weird. 1950s were a crazy time.
Seriously.
But all homosexuals are not passive. Some resort to violence, as in the case of Mike Merrick.
It's creepy guys watching kids play basketball.
In the heat of competition, no one noticed the man who sat and watched. And when the game broke up and the others left, Mike decided to stay and practice a little longer. The stranger joined him. He was friendly and, well, it was better than playing alone.
Mind you, the stranger is in like a full suit with a bow tie on. And it's like California too, because there's nice palm trees. Or Florida, but I'm going to assume it's California, just because that's Hollywood. It's where they make the movies. And 1950s sex education books. Or not books, but whatever the fuck this is. Real. I don't know. Like, maybe. I don't know if you were old enough. But did they have the old school reel-to-reel thing at your school?
What is it?
You know, like the big movie reels, and it would, like the projector, and it would go...
Oh, no, they didn't do that.
They didn't have that? I imagine, like, you know, they herded all the kids in the class or the gymnasium and fired up the old projector for one of these things. Everybody. See, I would be snickering and laughing during all this if I was a kid watching this.
Oh, me too.
I remember laughing at all the sex education videos that they showed us in school. I can't remember a fucking single one of them, but I remember they were funny.
Yeah.
But after a few shots, Mike realized he had already overstayed his time and suggested he better leave. The stranger told him if he'd like to stay longer, he'd be glad to drive him home when they finished. Sounded great to Mike. Chance to play longer and get a ride home, too.
I enjoy the music. It's very calming.
It really is.
When they finished, the stranger
Tell you
told
what,
him
I'm not
he'd make
afraid.
a fine player someday.
No
if he
reason
got
to
lots of
beware.
practice. The companionship, the praise, the friendly attitude dispelled any misgivings Mike might have had about going with a stranger. He probably never realized until too late that he was riding in the shadow of death.
Oh, shit.
But sometime that evening, Mike Merrick traded his life for a newspaper headline.
Damn. Got killed. It's disgusting. I think the moral of the story here is that as we're progressing as far as like a society, I guess maybe lighten up, because things used to be a whole lot worse. Like, if you go back and watch these 1950s things, you'll realize how far off people were. Because they're calling pedophiles homosexuals. And I like the way they were pronouncing homosexuals. It's very funny. I don't know if you picked up on that.
I mean, there's still people like that.
Yeah, of course there's pedophiles, but...
Yeah, that's not what I mean.
What? Well, what do you mean?
People that are just that extreme about things.
Oh, yeah, of course there is. And those people are fools. I don't understand why people just don't, stop worrying about other people's shit so much. I think people would probably be a lot happier and less angry if they stopped, worrying about what other people do. Everybody's an adult. Well, not Jimmy and fucking Mike Merrick. Mike Merrick traded his life for a newspaper headline. That's funny.
Sad.
Well, I wonder how much these people got paid for these back in the day. I'm pretty sure probably everybody in every single one of these videos is probably dead now. This is almost
From
70.
The 50s?
Yeah. Probably
No.
this 70 years ago at this point almost.
People live in their 70s and 80s and 90s.
Yeah, but back then they smoked a whole hell of a lot more, and they were all unfiltered cigarettes, so.
I know lots of people that are that age.
I don't really know a whole lot of people that are that age. But I mean, if they're 14, 15 in the 50s, and then, yeah, they would be in their 90s now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Most of these people are probably dead.
Lots of people in their 90s.
No. I don't think lots of people in their 90s have been in sex education videos from the 1950s. There was a Donald Duck one, and what's weird too is Disney was real big on making propaganda films and shit like that. It's not hard to find, but there's Disney videos where Donald Duck's dressed as a Nazi saying Hail Hitler and shit like that because it was propaganda films to get people excited for World War II, to have people be like, USA, USA. So yeah. I find it, I didn't go through the Donald Duck Disney produced sex educational film just because I didn't want my memory of Donald Duck to be sullied by him trying to explain to me sex. I mean, I had Donald Duck in Mathematics Land teaching me mathematics, but I don't want Donald Duck to teach me sex ed.
No?
Nah. He doesn't wear pants, so I find that to be a problem.
It's a shirt.
He does have a shirt, but it's not covering his ass or his dick. But maybe he tucks under his feathers because, he's modest. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to show everything all about the world. It's bad enough he's fucking got goddamn Chip and Dale giving him headaches. Last thing he wants to do is people see his dick, but maybe they don't make pants big enough for his feet to fit through.
Aww.
It's got big duck feet, creep.
That's sad.
Yeah. Clowns somehow make it work, so I don't know why they couldn't give Donald Duck pants. They gave Mickey fucking shorts. Why couldn't they give Donald Duck pants?
Mickey doesn't have big feet, does he?
Yeah, he's got big stupid shoes.
He could have really little feet in there.
That is, maybe those shoes are orthopedics.
Some really big shoes.
He's got big shoes. He's probably got a big dick. You know the old saying, big shoes, big dick. Big hands, big shoes, big gloves, big dick. Mickey's got big gloves too. He's got big hands.
Yeah, he did. He could just have little hands in there though. He could just be wearing oversized everything. So
yeah, but how does he fill? How does he fill out the gloves so well? How does his shoes not fall off?
Toilet paper.
I've never heard such a thing.
You ever seen his bare feet?
I've never seen Mickey's bare feet.
Exactly.
God damn it, Creed. Now you're making me look up Mickey's bare feet.
That's what I'm doing.
I need to figure out if Mickey Mouse has ever had bare feet. Mickey
Oh my god, I don't like it.
Bare feet.
I don't like it.
Hold on.
I don't like it.
Wow.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Oh, that's so weird.
I don't like it.
Wow.
I didn't think he'd have toes.
Well, why wouldn't he have toes? He's got fingers.
Yeah, but he only has like 3 fingers.
And a thumb.
Yeah, but he has all 5 toes.
He has 5 toes? Not in the picture.
Well, in one picture he does, and one picture he has
that one
4.
he does. That one he's got 4. That one man, Mickey Mouse without fucking shoes on. Minnie Mouse too.
They're not as big as with his shoes on though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's
Do you
probably
know
got.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he's definitely got orthopedics.
Like they're not that big.
But why can they give Mickey Mouse fucking pants and not Donald Duck?
Because he takes his shoes off, and his feet aren't that big.
He must definitely have a big dick then. I'm gonna type in Mickey Mouse's dick and see if somebody made a Mickey Mouse penis.
I tried to find one without gloves. Oh, I have seen him without gloves before.
I've never seen him without gloves.
Like the old school one.
What, the Steamboat Willie one?
Yeah.
I like that Mickey Mouse cartoon, Steamboat Willie. Well, there's this GIF that I'm looking at, and Mickey Mouse is using his dick to put holes in cheese to make it Swiss cheese. Wow, that is unbelievable. That cannot be that can't be real, but it is.
What do you mean?
All right, I'm gonna send this to you. Mickey Mouse is legit using his penis to create holes for Swiss cheese. You'll get it. I just heard it. You click that and watch him fucking drill holes and make cheese with his penis.
I see one where he's choking a chicken. Oh my god. Nuh-uh.
And Minnie Mouse is having a good time watching him do it too, and his boss is like, what the fuck?
Right? Everybody else is like, what?
Everybody else has a big...
laughing and shit.
Well, the bird thinks it's hilarious. And Minnie Mouse is just fucking getting sopping wet watching Mickey Mouse tool around on that cheese. Swiss cheese. I mean, not Swiss cheese.
That's not real.
Yeah, I guarantee you says that was a real fucking Disney cartoon. There's no way that's not. That's old school as fuck looking. I mean, I know it's easy to fake shit, but I really feel like that's real.
I don't think that's real.
And he's not wearing gloves, so that's how you know how old it is. Back in the day, dude, you know, I would draw fucking chicks' tits and shit like that, and fucking, you know, back in the day, Disney animators drew a lot of dicks. You ever see the dicks on the Little Mermaid cover?
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Yeah, they put a lot of penises and sexual innuendos in their films.
Which is one where he's choking the chicken.
He's choking the chicken.
Ew, it's literally called dick cheese.
Ew. What, the name of the GIF is called Dick Cheese?
Yeah.
Wow. Man, I was going to call the show, or this volume, fucking 1950s sex ed, but maybe it'll be 1950s Dick Cheese.
That is literally says dick cheese.
I can't stop watching this GIF. I'm pretty enthralled with it. I'll have to put this in the show notes too, because it is pretty cool. I'm going to email that to myself so I don't forget, folks, because I want everybody to be witness to Mickey Mouse making Swiss cheese out of cheddar with his penis.
Dick cheese.
Dick cheese. Unbelievable. I wonder if there's other, like... what other things are there? I wonder if they got Donald Duck's dick.
Yeah, I just see it. Donald Duck boner.
Donald Duck's dick. Oh, I've seen that one. That's hilarious. Oh, that one, that's his heart beating. I don't think that's his dick. But, I mean, I could see how they would...
His pants.
He doesn't have pants.
He's under the blanket. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he's under the blanket. But if I remember correctly, I think
beating right where his dick is.
Look, I can feel my heart beating my dick sometimes. So maybe that's what Donald's doing. Is just fucking his heart beating in his dick. It's filling up. He is having a wet dream. There's this gif and Donald Duck's wiping what is probably red paint, but I'm just going to assume because based on what we've been talking about today, it's menstruation blood. Menstruation blood. And then Donald Duck, he don't got no clothes on. He's trying to hide where his dick would be, but there's no point, Donald. You ain't got no dick. They did you wrong.
Look up Minnie Mouse nude.
Minnie Mouse nude? All right. Minnie Mouse nude. All right, images. Let's see. It's pretty boring. Oh, here's her riding.
The third one's pretty good.
Is that the one where she's riding a dildo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is pretty good. She's got nice big fucking jugs. I bet you that's a bad dragging dildo. Kind of looks like
I
it.
was gonna say that. It looks like one. Ew. Ew, I don't like that. They did one when she looks like little. I don't like that.
Oh, yeah. I think I know which one you're doing, Sean.
What's another Disney character?
Goofy. Look up Goofy's dick.
Oh, yeah.
Goofy's probably got a stupid unclipped dick.
Ew.
I'm going to type in Goofy's cock.
Ew.
Goofy's cock.
Ew.
Yep.
Ew.
Did you see the one where Goofy's slapping his dick on Jessica Rabbit's tits?
No. Yeah. No.
Oh, that one's great. Oh, that one's so fucking funny.
Ew.
I need to save that for prosperity purposes. Because it's hilarious.
Type in Goofy nude and look at the second one. I'm gonna throw up. I don't want to do this anymore.
Goofy nude. The second one. All right, here we go.
Like, ew. Ew. There's like cum in the bushes.
There's like cum in the bushes.
There is.
He says, I don't know if it'll help, but it sure felt great. Oh no, they put Mogwai in there. I don't want to see that. Oh, here's Mickey. You think like, Mickey and Goofy and Donald all have had a circle jerk together?
For sure.
Yeah, I think they probably have.
I think Minnie's probably been involved too.
You think so?
For sure.
Wow. There's these dudes with with Disney characters, and that this girl's got a hidden Mickey. You got to see this picture.
No, I'm not looking at any more nude pictures.
No, it's worth it. I promise you. She's got a hidden Mickey. I sent it to you. You tell me if you can find it. It's hilarious.
It won't let me see it.
What? There's got to be at least one more Disney character. Pluto nude's boring. So it's just a dog. Goofy's a dog too, but Goofy's a different dog. I don't understand why Goofy's fucking, mobile and bipedal and.
Pluto isn't.
Yeah, they look exactly alike.
That's been like the question of all time.
I think so. Nobody at Disney seemingly will answer it. And maybe they have. I don't know. Unbelievable. Oh, there's Goofy jizzing on Mickey.
Yeah.
I wonder if what's her name? Maleficent? Is that how you say it? I wonder if she's got any nudes.
I'm sure. Look it up.
I don't know how to spell Maleficent. Maleficent. There we go. It'll probably just be Angelina Jolie nudes coming up.
Did she play her?
Yeah, she played her in the Maleficent movie. Oh, yeah, there's Angelina Jolie's jugs. And there's Maleficent and fucking Sleeping Beauty scissoring, so that's kind of hot. All right, all's not lost. It's not so bad. Seeing your favorite Disney characters naked.
I feel like I've seen the basic ones before, like Cinderella, Pocahontas.
I don't think I've ever... Pocahontas, holy shit.
Well, I don't know, but you know what I mean, like...
Yeah. You know, they're making a live-action Mulan movie. They're doing all live-action shit.
Yeah.
And so to go back to, like, how Disney used to be, like, real, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say promiscuous, but you know how, like, they put a lot of, like, hidden things, like the fake, like the gold penises on the Little Mermaid cover, and like in the Lion King they had like the flowers or some shit spell out sex, or was that Aladdin?
The sky.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll do that in the remake.
Probably not.
That would be cool. It'd be interesting to see if they throw in those little Easter eggs for those that remember the
Did you ever used to go to that site?
Huh?
Did you ever used to go to the Easter egg site?
I don't think I have, unless...
I think it was like eateggs.com.
Oh, no, I don't think I ever did.
I was obsessed with that site.
I thought you were talking about Consumption Junction.
Maybe...
Probably wasn't Consumption Junction, if that's the one that I remember. That site was really fucked up.
No, it was just an Easter egg site, but it literally had every Easter egg in every movie ever.
So they would, like, even, like, all the fuck-ups where...
Yeah, like, even just, like...
Like in Lord of the Rings, there was a car driving in the background or some shit.
Yeah, like, shit like that. They literally had,
cool.
like, everything. I could have sworn it was just eateggs.com, but I went there and that's not the same.
Yeah, maybe it's gone.
That was, like, my favorite website when I was little.
You would just go there and figure out all the hidden things, and you would go.
Yeah, we all did. Like my whole friend group, we would just be like, "Oh," you know what I mean? We would like try to find like.
So would you go and rent the movies or some shit to see it for yourself, or would I was gonna say, or the stills on the website do it for you?
No, like we'd like watch movies and shit, or we'd like see something and then like try to pick it out. We try to like find one that like wasn't on the site. You know what I mean? Like or see if we were crazy or like what the fuck ever.
So then
like eegg.com is a site, but it's not how it used to be.
What does it used to be? Just all the...
It just used to be like literally like every fucking movie
So it just
ever.
have like a list, and then you would click on it and say like, let's say like starting alphabetically or whatever, and you find Batman, and you could click Batman, and it would take you to the next page, and it would list everything in that.
Like everything, yeah.
That's
but this
cool.
one, like, go to it right now. Like it's like, there's like 5 things on it. It's like really.
E-eggs.
E-eggs. The Easter egg archive, but like. Song Easter eggs. Oh, they do have it. It's not as many as it used to be. They do have like a whole. They have like a movie Easter eggs.
Oh.
DVD Easter eggs.
Newest Easter eggs. There's 14,449 total Easter eggs. 0 new ones in the last 2 weeks. I guess they're finally catching on.
Like it's just not how it used to be. Like now they'll have like 1 per movie, 2, 5 per movie. There used to be like so many. Like the whole site just used to look different. You know what I mean? It's like they upgraded the site, but like it sucks.
Yeah, it's a pretty shitty looking website. It's
It
very
used to
old.
be like shitty looking, but like better because there's like a shit ton of shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Plus this was like the late 90s, early 2000s. Like
right, when the internet's really started.
When like every website looks shitty.
Back to the Future. Oh, this is for DVDs. Huh. It says at the menu screen, if you press OK or Enter on the remote, the universal identity will play. If you press the play button on the remote, a black and white universal thing will play with the plane. Oh, that's not really like an Easter egg. I mean, I guess it is if you want to see a different universal thing pop up, but... I was looking for more of like movie mistakes.
They have movie. If you go to the like, I'm in the Back to the Future Part 2 Easter eggs.
Under movies.
And it like and it says like right after.
Oh, maybe I hit.
It's Marty.
Oh shit, there are Batman ones. There's 5 in the 1989 Batman.
Like, there's only one in Spider-Man. Like, they used to have so many.
Yeah. I mean, there's quite a few fucking movies. I mean, it's all alphabeticalized. Oh, UHF, that was a great movie. Twister. Is there an F5? Finger of God. Some people will get that. I hope some do.
World Trade Center?
Hey. Not enough time has passed, creep, for you to laugh at that.
Oh, God.
What kind of fucking...
Like, why would you put an Easter egg in that?
Yeah.
Like...
All right, it says, in the final scene in the movie, McLaughlin and Yamino families are having a celebration. Nicolas Cage and Michael Pena walk up, shake hands with 2 officers. These 2 men are... Oh. Well, that's not really...
Oh, it's like...
That's like the real dudes. I felt like Hollywood really tried to capitalize off the 9/11 tragedies when they started making movies 2 or 3 years after that shit happened.
I think it happened to begin with.
Huh?
I swear I saw like lightning, but it's like in the middle of the day and like.
What, you saw lightning?
Not...
What are you talking about, creep?
Yeah, I saw lightning, but it's like not storming or cloudy. It's the middle of the day. I'm confused.
Maybe it's a spaceship. Maybe Nigel's back.
Maybe.
Maybe he's about to land and fucking come in there and ravage you. Drop his alien load all over the place.
Ew.
You realize that in the I don't know, when was Roswell? 1942, I think? 47? I don't know. Something like that. I wonder if Nigel had anything to do with that.
I don't talk about my man's indiscretions.
Hey, I don't blame you. Got signed to, not necessarily signed to secrecy, but, you know, when you're dating an alien, you kind of gotta, you know, mum's the word. Keep quiet. You don't want to give away all the secrets.
Can't.
But I really feel like, we have been visited by aliens.
Oh, for sure.
100%. Fucking alien spacecrafts. I've seen them. Swear to God, I've seen one.
I have too.
Driving on the way to work at my old job, driving down this country-ass road. My old co-host even saw it. So we all looked at each other, and the other person in the car with us, we were like, did you just see that? And we were all like, yeah, I didn't want to be the only one that saw something and trying to explain it. Fucking driving, and in the field, all of a sudden, we just saw something go straight up and then take off.
I saw something like that once.
Yeah. And this is before, like, drones and shit. Like, personal drones. And, you know, I know those personal drones can go fast, but not in fucking 2001, whenever that was. Can't remember, but it's for a whole nother day, creep. For a whole nother day.
Yes, it is.
I hope our sex educational foray into the 1950s was as educational it was for me as it is for you. Or probably not. Maybe people...
Oh, yeah. Don't talk to strangers and, like, don't swim on your period.
Right. And don't square dance. It said you can not square dance. And, homosexuals are not pedophiles. Pedophiles are pedophiles.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. I don't like that, but you know what? 1950s were a wild time. They didn't have Twitter or any of these fun things that we have now, creep. But if we were in the 1950s, tell our friends from there where they'd find you.
CreepQueen.com. Follow me on Twitter at CreepXQueen.
And that's it? That's it. God damn. Folks, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Chris Steele. That's MrKrisSteel. And follow my faraway for I don't know what the word is. Some stupid word. Follow my adventures of Gundam model building at Steel_Gunpla on Instagram. And that's it, folks. It's been a wild ride. Wild indeed.
Wild.
Yeah, super wild. I got a putty knife.
What?
A putty knife.
Why?
I don't know. Pick out shit out of my butt.
Ew. That's gross.
Yeah, it is. I don't know what else to do with it. It's all bent up. I don't have a putty knife. I bought a whole bunch of fucking paintbrushes and came with a putty knife.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know why, but whatevs. I don't have anything to putty with a putty knife, but maybe I'll figure out something to do with it other than, tapping on the
that
desk.
bitch that plays with Scat on Twitter.
Ew, gross. Folks, thanks for listening. Thank you for rating and reviewing, and always thank you for being a friend.
Hello, I am your announcer, Bethany. Please remember to rate and review 5 stars on iTunes. Rating and reviewing helps out the show. Thanks for listening to the Double Penetration Podcast with your hosts, Creep and Steele on Demon Seed Radio Network.